Right. Oh no. Oh my God. All right, all right. Hello, 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 YouTube. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to my live presentation. My live presentation. So I'm just kind of hopping on right quick for a few minutes. I'm going to start going live a lot more on a regular basis. But welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. Wow, okay, they just jumped up real quick. Welcome everybody to my live presentation. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, so I'm pretty much making my live presentations. I'm going to start making my live presentations on YouTube a lot more regular. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about something about working out and why body weight is actually one of the best things to do. So um, if you're interested in working out, first of all, I'm 56 plus years young. My name is Kenneth. Some of you probably seen my videos, my short videos on YouTube. I'm going to be posting short videos every single day, doing different types of body weight exercises. I've been working out since I was 8 years young, and right now I just want to like to introduce myself to you right quick for those who are watching. So first off, I've been featured in 6 magazines. This is Black Man Magazine. Melissa Forbes on the front cover, and I was featured in this magazine, Ab Training with Kenneth Johnson. So this is the very first magazine I was ever featured in, and it was an ab section that I had done in a national black man's magazine, right? So this is the very first one, and after this, I was in 5 other magazines. So one national black man magazine right off the block, and then after this magazine, I was featured in 5 others. I wrote articles for magazines based on health and wellness, articles for magazines based on fitness, 7 steps to get fit. So I've been working out since I was right. Been working out since I was 8, and that's why every day I'm going to be posting videos about different things that I'm doing from a body weight perspective, right? So this is my lifestyle. This has been my lifestyle for a very long period of time. Now let me kind of let you know why I believe body weight exercises is pretty much overall one of the best exercises you can do, because if you're not able to master your own body weight, and it can be very humbling, because I used to go to the gym, right? I stayed in the gym. I grew up since high school. I was working out at the gym. So, but I was also doing what's called calisthenics, body weight exercises, right? Since I was 8, We're talking about back in the 80s, right? 1980s, early 80s, mid 80s when I was in high school, right? Again, so I'm 56 years young. So I did calisthenics and I lifted weights. And at one point in my life, I was doing a lot more weights than any calisthenics. Calisthenics like push-ups, dips, crunches. That's the type of exercise. Those are calisthenics, right? So I did that for a long period of time. But then I got away from that and started going to the weight room, going to the gym, right? And then, for example, my heaviest deadlift was 495 pounds. I squatted 515 pounds. I bench pressed 345 pounds. And I was on an upward incline. But then in 1992, I got pneumonia, right? I got a very bad case of pneumonia, had acute pneumonia, and all those gains, all those muscle gains that I worked so hard to get, just plummeted. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, right? My fever was like 102 degrees, and it was just steady. It was very high. So I worked so hard, busting my behind day in and day out, right, to get all these muscle gains, get all these strength gains, and I just lost it all in 2 weeks. That's how fast my strength just plummeted. And when I went back to the gym, I started feeling better, got back into the gym. My strength wasn't the same. So it was almost depressing because, man, I'd done all this work, and now it's a struggle to get back to the top, so to speak, right? But I had a very interesting, you can call it fate if you want. I was at the gym one time. Well, I was a personal trainer at a gym in New York called Supreme Fitness. It was called Supreme Fitness in Hempstead, Long Island. And I'm there working out, right? I pretty much lived in the gym. I lived in the gym. And here I am again. My heaviest lift at that time was 495 pounds, right? I'm doing heavy deadlifts. At that point, I was squatting about 500 pounds. I wasn't sure about my bench at that point. But then here comes somebody off the street. A friend of one of the owners of the gym comes in, right? All he does is body weight exercises. What I mean by body weight, he does pull-ups and dips and push-ups. That's all he did, right? So he comes in the gym, we kind of talk a little bit, and then he tries to challenge me, right? He said, man, let's do a challenge. Let's do a challenge. So whatever he did, I was supposed to match. And whatever I did, he was supposed to match. So he would do a body weight exercise. I got to do a body weight exercise to match what he's doing. When I lift weights, he's got to lift weights to match what I'm doing. So we're going at it, right, back and forth, and then it got to the pull-up bar. When it got to the pull-up bar, let me tell you, fellas and ladies, if you've never done pull-ups, right, you can bench press 300, 400 pounds. You can squat 500 pounds. You can deadlift nearly 500 pounds. But that pull-up bar will make you humble. Because here it is. I don't want to say skinny. He wasn't skinny. He was pretty fit. He was pretty fit. He was shredded, ripped, right? I had more muscle mass than he did. So I'm looking at him saying, well, I'm stronger than this guy is, right? So he gets up on the pull-up bar. He gets up on the pull-up bar and goes wide grip pull-up, right? Wide grip pull-up, and knocks out 22 straight wide grip pull-ups. Now it's my turn, right? I'm confident, I'm strong, I lift all this heavy behind weight, right, every single day. So then I get up on the pull-up bar, wide grip, and I got about 1 or 2 pull-ups. You talk about humbling. Man, that was humbling. That was a humbling experience, right? So I don't know if he saw it on my face or not, but I'm saying, man, this guy has knocked out 22 pull-ups, and here I am. I lift all these weights, and I only did 2 pull-ups. That was an eye-opener. So years go by, but now that seed has been planted, right? So in 2008, that competition, that challenge was in 2006. In 2008, I left the weight room. I stopped going to the gym. I said, I'm not going to lift any more weights. I'm going to go outside to the park. I'm going to go to the park and start working out in the park. Right? So I go out to the park and I start my workouts. I'm doing jump squats. I'm doing sprints. I'm doing push-ups. I'm doing crunches. Right? I'm doing step-ups on the table. I'm doing pull-ups. I said, I'm going to master this pull-up. I'm going to get real good at these pull-ups. And then after I started getting great at the pull-ups, my next level, I said, I'm going to start doing muscle-ups. So I didn't learn how to start doing muscle-ups until I was 47, 48, 48 years young. Right? So I started doing pull-up, muscle-ups at that point. So it's I saw this on YouTube. Right? Some of y'all probably know who I'm talking about. His name is Hannibal. Right? Hannibal and all the guys from New York on the bars, right? The bar stars, the barbarians, right? I started watching them. Said, man, this is interesting. I've been doing calisthenics all my life, but I never did any type of calisthenics like this. So I said, I want to learn how to do this stuff. So then I started practicing every single day, imitating what I saw them doing on YouTube, right? Now, I wasn't able to do any muscle ups. Muscle ups kicked me in my behind. It took me a long time to get my first muscle up. But then I learned the secret. I put it to the test, and it was the truth. If you wanted to learn how to do a muscle up, you'd have to first be able to do 15 pull-ups straight. If you can get 15 pull-ups, you'll be able to get one muscle up. That's the difficulty level of doing a muscle up. So it's right around 15 pull-ups, right? If you're not able to get 15 pull-ups, forget about the muscle ups. That's like a combination of a pull-up and a dip. So I practiced every single day, until I was able to get like 15 pull-ups, right? And then I went to took a little bit a break, got some rest. I said, no, I'm gonna get this one muscle up. I'm gonna get this muscle up. And so eventually, family, I started going for the muscle up. I wasn't able to quite get myself over the bar. I would get myself up here and go back down. Get myself up here and go back down. But I was determined to get that muscle up, right? I knew even though I wasn't getting the muscle up yet, by going through the motions, even stopping right here, the muscles were strengthening at that point, right? So eventually I got my first muscle up. And when I got that first muscle up, they started balling. I got 2 muscle ups. Right? Not the same day, another day. Because that first muscle up pretty much wiped me the heck out. That's a workout by itself. Right? But I kept doing it, kept going forward. Then eventually, I got 2 muscle ups. Then I got 3. Then I got 4. Then it slowly started to progress. Till eventually, I was knocking out 15 muscle ups straight. Right? And it was coming pretty easy. But the point of this live is to tell you that you can lift all the weights you want in the world. The major difference between building your body with your own body, doing body weight exercises, also called calisthenics or plyometrics or even parkour, which is a different type of exercise, is because it forces your muscles to work synergistically, work together in unison. See, I see a lot of bodybuilders, they're strong as heck. And that was me, right? I'm strong in a linear area of my body, right? My muscles didn't have to work together to coordinate to perform a particular exercise, because a lot of exercises in the gym are linear movements. Right now they're a bit more circular, they're mixed up a little bit. What I mean by linear, I mean like straight, right? You do a curling exercise, the curls is like this. You do a bench press, the bench press is like this, right? There's very few exercises, well there's a lot, there's very few exercises that are circular in motion, right? So when I do a muscle up, for example, I'm doing a pull up, rotating, and push myself up the bar. So I'm doing a dipping exercise movement and a pull up at the same time, but doing a circular motion. So when you do body weight exercises, it forces or engages different muscle groups to work together. So now you have more awareness of your body in space, right? You can do things You can strengthen parts of the body that a person who goes to the gym lifting weights might ignore. Right? You can strengthen your tendons, your ligaments, and your joints a lot better than somebody's going to the gym lifting weights. Because there's an old saying, years ago, they say doing calisthenics builds inner strength. Builds inner strength. That inner strength are your tendons, ligaments, joints, your bones, and plus it helps with your coordination, your agility, your balance, your explosiveness. So when you master your own body weight, you pretty much feel better in and out of your own skin. Plus, you're able to maintain your strength gains a whole lot longer than someone who's going to the gym lifting all these heavy behind weights. Because here's the thing, right? And it happened to me years ago. I lifted all these weights, right? I got all this strength. And if I miss a couple of days or a week or two at the gym, I lose a lot of strength and I lose some muscle mass. But by mastering my own body weight, I can miss a week, I can miss 2 weeks. My body will quickly jump back, right, to pick up where it left off, because that muscle memory in a way kind of comes back quicker because I built the strength internally on a deeper level. See, weights will blow you up real quick. You'll lift weights, you'll blow up. Poof! Your body will blow up. You get a lot of muscular gains. But doing those calisthenics builds up a lot more muscular endurance, right? The gains don't come as quickly because you're building, like I said, that internal strength. You're building strength from the inside out, and gradually you get the gains on the outside cosmetically. Now, you can have the best of both worlds. You can lift weights and you can do calisthenics. My preference, I prefer outside in that part, outside in the elements. I do a lot of exercises barefoot, right? I really stopped wearing shoes. At times I wear shoes, but I do a lot of exercises barefoot outside in the grass, outside in the park. I do a lot of sprinting exercises, right? I do a lot of explosive exercises. I also do something called parkour, which I'll be showing those videos shortly on my YouTube page soon. You'll see me doing parkour. But working out using your own body weight, and I've been doing this for a long period of time, right? A long period of time. And just to qualify what I'm about to say, for those who are watching, just hopped on, let me kind of reiterate this again. I've been in 6 magazines. I've been in 6 magazines. One national black men's magazine, which is this. This is a national men's magazine. Melissa Ford was on the front cover, right? And I had an opportunity of being featured in this magazine. Ab Training with Kenneth Johnson. This is the very first magazine I was ever featured in. Men's magazine, national men's magazine. And after this magazine dropped, it went national, right? It went national all around the United States. And as a result, I wrote articles for magazines. I had a feature on cable television as a home fitness expert. I've been on collegiate radio. I've been on a couple podcasts. So this has been my lifestyle. I've also been a paid fitness model. That means everything was paid for. My hotel, my travel, my food, and my photo shoots. Right? So this has been my lifestyle since I was 8 years young. It's one of my first loves, the only thing I've done. And I do it professionally right now. I have a business called Tag Team Unlimited Enterprises, LLC. My wife and I own the business. And we literally help people with weight loss, with personalized gym routines, coaching, literally all around the world, right? So I just wanted to share this. Being 56 years young, fellas, start moving. If you're not exercising already, start exercising. Ladies, you too, start exercising. Because if you don't move, your body's going to slowly break down. You're going to have some aches, some pains, some joints, and the longer you put it off, the quicker it starts to break down. That saying, if you don't use it, you lose it, that's a fact. And if you're having health issues like high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, joint pain, whatever the case is, All right, Sharon. Yeah, body weight. Right. So yeah. So the body weight exercises based on my experience as a professional, as a coach, as a trainer, having the best of both worlds. I've done the gym thing. I've gone quite far in my own experience as a coach in the gym, lifting weights, squatting 515 pounds of weight, deadlifting 495 pounds of weight, bench pressing 345, right? And I probably would have still been on that route if I never got pneumonia. When I got pneumonia, it kind of changed my whole mindset up a little bit, right? I lost a lot of strength, even though I was lifting a lot of weight. 2 weeks in the hospital. After got better and I went back to the gym, I lost a bunch of strength. So my ego was kind of hurt, and I almost felt depressed because I said, man, I did all this work and I lost all this strength, lost some muscle, but the strength was gone. So when you do body weight exercises, whether it's for weight loss, whether it's for conditioning, whether it's for strength gains, whether it's for gaining muscle, right? Gaining lean muscle. When you do body weight exercises and you've been doing it for a while. Now, if you're new to this, give time. It's going to take a while before you get that cosmetic look, right? Depending on how much, if you got a lot of body fat to lose, it's going to take a while. So you're going to eat some foods that are going to help you lose the body fat, right? Get a lot leaner. So we're going to cut down on the complex carbohydrates. Only eat the complex carbohydrates after you work out. Whether you're doing a body weight exercise, let me give an example, Sharon. This is a quick set. This is something that I do when I first wake up, right? Because I own a business, I don't have a lot of time. I say, okay, I got 30 minutes. I'll mark out 30 minutes, and what I'll do a quick set of lower body and upper body exercises, all body weight exercises. So the first thing I do, I always work my legs, right? A lot of people do it the wrong way. If they go to the gym, they might dig the arms first, get on the treadmill and start walking. That's good as a warm-up. But after they get off their treadmill, they go to some dumbbells or some barbells or something else with the upper body. That's the wrong way. You build a house how? If you wanted to build a house, right? What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to lay down the foundation. You're going to build a foundation, right? You're going to build a strong foundation and then build up everything around the house and then put the ceiling on top, the roof on top. Well, the body is exactly the same way when it comes to working out with weights or doing body weight exercises, calisthenics. Always do your legs first. The reason why you're going to do your legs and make sure it's very intense because it's going to release a natural growth hormone called HGH, right? That's a human growth hormone. Everybody has it. You have it, Sharon. You have a lot of it in your body, right? But a lot of people are not maximizing or not even using it. They don't even know that it exists. So whenever you go body weight, right? And for example, I'll do something like jump squats or chair squats, right? For example, put the camera down a little bit. For example, jump squats, I squat down and jump, right? I'll do jump squats, something like that, right? So jump squats are very, very explosive. They're good for building what's called fast twitch muscle fibers. But as a lady, for women, they're very good for strengthening your legs and getting that BBL naturally, right? And when you do it correctly, 3 sets, let's say you do 10 repetitions. I mean you're doing it 10 times, jumping 10 times, right? Now if your knees are not the best, then don't do jump squats. You can simply just sit down in a chair and stand up. Sit down in a chair and stand up, right? That's a modified version, right? You sit down and stand up every single day anyway, but now you're going to do it repetitiously. So the more you do it, you sit down, stand up, let's say 15, 20 times, your butt's going to start to burn. Your legs going to start to burn. You're going to feel that burning sensation, and that's a good thing because you're strengthening the muscles. You're creating lactic acid inside the body, right? So do 3 sets of 15, for example, right? If you're just starting out, That might be a challenge to you. Do 3 sets of 10. Do 10, take a break. Do another 10, take a break. But the breaks that you take, don't take any rest breaks longer than 2 minutes. Unless you got a lot of weight to lose, right? Unless you're very, very heavy, right? If you're at the gym, for example, doing heavy squats, you're allowed to have a 3-minute rest break after every set. So if you're doing chair squats, and let's say doing 10 chair squats is taking the all the energy out, then you can take 2 minutes to 3 minutes tops as a rest break and then do another set, right? But if you're able to do the jump squats are more explosive. They'll deliver the benefits a lot quicker. Plus, it's going to help you burn more body fat. It's going to increase more lean muscles. It's going to give you those nice legs, right? Those nice legs and that nice butt. And also, it works your stomach, right? So when you do explosive jump squats, you're not just working your butt and your legs, you're bringing your stomach into play also. Those abs and those obliques on the side, right? A lot is happening. You're burning a lot of calories and you're releasing that natural growth hormone, which is like a natural steroid. It's like you're taking steroids, but it's naturally being released inside your own body from the intensity that you're doing. But you're not only benefiting your legs and your stomach, when you release that HGH inside the body, right, from doing body weight exercises or going to the gym, doing high intensity exercises, it increases your gains, it increases your strength all over, no matter what you're doing. It increases your bench press. It increases your back rows, right? It increases everything. Plus, it strengthens your bones, and it preserves your muscles, right? So you don't have any muscle wasting, and increases the bone density, which is very important for women in particular, because once a woman is over the age of 30, she had a couple of kids, her metabolism starts to decrease, her bones become less dense. Gradually over a period of time, if she's not doing what's called weight-bearing exercises. Now, weight-bearing exercise can be lifting weights, some dumbbells, barbells, kettlebells, but at the same time, weight-bearing exercises is just simply you using your own body to build your body. So I use my body to build my body. And that's why I show these videos on YouTube of me doing pull-ups, muscle-ups, back levers. I don't think I've shown any back levers yet, but my next video is going to be me doing back levers. It's like a gymnastic exercise and a modified front lever. Now see, I'm still working on the front lever, right? I'm working on the front lever. I almost got the front lever. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Stay tuned for my video. 56 plus years young. Never done a front lever before in my life, but now I'm able to do a modified front lever with one leg out and one leg bent, right? So I'm almost there, right? So it doesn't matter what your age is, as long as you just keep putting in the work, your body will improve, your strength will improve, your strength gains will improve, you get muscular endurance, muscular gains, strength gains, but most importantly, if you miss a couple of days, the strength gains slowly decline, in opposed to going to the gym, lifting weights, and then you miss some days, you lose a lot of strength, right? Hey, listen, if you're watching right now, if you can relate to what I'm talking about, right? How many of you have gone to the gym, lift some weights for a while, right? And suddenly you might miss a week, miss 2 weeks, then go back in, and you got to like pretty much almost like start from scratch, right? If that's happened to you, I want you to put in the chat. Just put in the chat, right? If that's happened to you, put it in the chat. All right, don't worry about that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take care of that right now. Without even saying. Okay, so that person, that right there has been removed. Hey, Sharon. All right, I'll be doing this every single day. I'll be posting videos. I'm gonna be going live a lot more because this is my lifestyle. I've been doing this for a long period of time, and I'm a coach. I'm a trainer, and I help people. Right? You got a little. Sometimes a little one tip can change your entire workout. One tip can change everything. Right? So I specialize in body weight exercises, and I've been doing this for a long period of time, and that's why I personally believe now. My wife works at the Y. She's an instructor at the Y, and sometimes she'll invite me out to the YMCA. But whenever I go there, I look for a pull-up bar, or a dip machine. Right? If I lift weights, now I have nothing against weights, but if I lift weights, the only weights that I lift, I go to the squat machine. Right? I'll go to the squat machine and I'll work on my legs. But outside from that, I'm the pull-up bar, the dip bar, everything natural body weight. And here's the thing now, I'm gonna share this with you right quick. It's amazing how when you go to the gym and everybody's lifting weights, and then you go to the pull-up bar and the whole gym kind of stops and starts gawking because you're knocking out pull-ups like crazy. Because most people, even a lot of men, can't do pull-ups. Pull-ups is almost equivalent to doing a heavy bench press, right? You can lift a lot of weights in the bench press. That's impressive. You can knock out 15 pull-ups, 20 pull-ups, 25 pull-ups, or 30 pull-ups. That's real impressive, right? Most people can't do pull-ups. That's one of the hardest exercises they can do. So I made a video of how to start improving your pull-up strength. Now, why are pull-ups so great? And why do you want to master how to do the pull-up? Well, because it builds up a lot of strength. Pull-ups done correctly build your entire upper body, your stomach, right? Your abs, your obliques, your chest, your shoulders, your biceps, your triceps, your lats, the muscles down the middle of your back called rhomboids, and those two muscles in the small of your back called erector spinae. So it pretty much builds your entire upper body when you do it correctly. And just by adjusting your hands in different positions, right? You can have one like this, switch it up, close grip, wide grip, chin ups. There's so many ways to do it, right? One hand, there's so many ways to do it. And you can engage different muscles. You can pull in different ways to target your lats more, or target your rhomboids more, right? All in the middle of the back. Or when you learn to master that, you can really sculpt your entire upper body. And then dips. Now, let me give you another tip, Sharon. Now, Sharon, let me ask you this. Are you currently working out? Do you currently go to the gym? Is it Sharon or Shireen? I see it's spelled Shareen. Is it Shireen or Sharon? Make sure I pronounce it correctly. So I'm looking at the. So my channel is about, overall, it's about helping people get healthier, helping people get stronger, helping people reverse diseases, helping people regenerate the organs, right? So on the one hand, I'm known as I'm a personal trainer, a virtual trainer, a coach. I work with people through Zoom, through the platform, virtually through Zoom. I'm also known as what's called a chemoreceptor activation specialist. Now that's another side. That's another whole ball game altogether. It's not chemotherapy, but I'm a scientist. It's called chemoreceptor activation. That science is based on is regeneration, right? So it's a lot involved in that. So that's what I do. That's my regular business, right? So that takes up the bulk of my day. And that's what our business is based around. So this channel is pretty much about helping people get healthier, getting fit overall. But then I have a TikTok page. On TikTok, I have like 12,000, almost 13,000 followers. I have about 13,000 followers on TikTok. And that page is primarily about disease reversal, organ regeneration, getting people off of medication in 30 days or less. Right? That's for my TikTok channel. I have a huge following on TikTok. I got a Facebook page also. So I've been on YouTube for years, but I never really promoted anything on YouTube. I never really went live on YouTube. That's why I have 314 followers on YouTube. So I plan on being here a lot more to increase the followers here, but giving a lot of information that people can use. Right? There's the people, because so I'm just starting to use YouTube a lot more. But like I said, I have a huge. If you're on TikTok, I got a huge TikTok platform, Facebook platform, but YouTube, I'm just building my following right now. And I've been on YouTube for years, right? It's almost embarrassing to say I've been on YouTube, but I never really used it. I was using it for my own personal use, just consuming stuff, making my videos, not really going live, or not really doing this in a position to help other people. But now I'm here to help other people, and I'm going to be showing my face a lot more on YouTube. So expect to see a whole lot more of me. You subscribe. Thanks for following my page, subscribing to my page. Like I said, I'll be doing a whole lot more of this. Right now, I'm looking for the sweet spot. I'm looking for the best time to go live on YouTube and the best time to start posting on YouTube. So I know I can get a pretty good group of people. Now, at 8:30 tonight, I'll be on TikTok. I'll be going live on TikTok. And again, on TikTok, I have almost 13,000 followers on TikTok, right? So I'll be going live on YouTube first. And then from YouTube, I'll hop to my TikTok page and go live on TikTok for like maybe an hour, 2 hours, sometimes longer on TikTok on that page. But, yeah. So what other questions do you have, Shireen? What are the questions I can answer any question for you right now. What other questions do you have? Or what other question does anyone have about bodyweight exercises? Right? Or starting out a fitness regimen. What foods are the healthiest overall? What foods are going to be the most bang for the buck? Right? Got any questions pertaining to that? Drop it in the comments. But while you're talking about that, let me show you what I have also. Now I wrote a smoothie book. Right? Now this was written about 17 years ago. I made this 17 years ago, but it was primarily for my personal training clients. It was never meant for the public, right? My personal training clients would say, Kenneth, what can I eat? So they wanted to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Many of them had just started working out for the first time. So I put together 20 smoothies. Took me a while to create all this. It took me like a week to create one smoothie recipe. Then I gradually kept making it until eventually I made like 20. I think I had a lot more than that, but I kind of like streamlined it. But in here are the 20 smoothies that I use for my personal training clients to help them as a meal replacement, to drop more weight, to gain more lean muscle. And as a result, it also has tremendous health benefits. It lowers blood pressure, stabilizes blood sugar, knocks out chronic aches and pain, right? Helps with COPD, helps prevent cancer, helps prevent type 2 diabetes. So every smoothie in this book is purposefully designed to help reverse or prevent a particular disease. So in other words, every smoothie in this book highlights the 5 top diseases that it helps with. So you download the book, you flip to the page that fits your description, fits your disease, if you got a disease or an illness, and you drink that smoothie twice a day. You drink it for breakfast and you drink it for lunch. I'm sorry, breakfast and dinner. Or drink it for breakfast and before you go to bed at night. So that's something else that I wrote. Just want to put that out there. But that's what, now for those who don't know, since you're new to my page, I'm also a whole food plant-based. That means I'm raw vegan. I don't eat any meat. I don't eat dairy, no cheese, no fish. But yet you see I got a lot of muscle, right? I got a whole bunch of muscle, but I don't eat any meat, no dairy, nothing at all. And I've been raw, whole food, plant-based, or raw vegan for about 14 years. So when they tell you you can't get any muscle or you can't get strong on plants, somebody lied to you. Because I've been doing it for 14 years and I've gotten stronger. I recover a lot quicker. I got a whole bunch of muscle. right? And I've been doing this for 14 years of my life. So all protein comes from plants. Meat, protein doesn't come from meat. Even though meat is a protein source, you can get protein from meat, but the animals that you eat get the protein from plants. A lot of people don't realize that, but all protein comes from plants, right? So I get it straight from the source. And I grew up on a farm in South Carolina. When I grew up on the farm, we had pigs, we had cows, we had goats, we had chickens, chicken eggs, had all the stuff that a farm produces. And I lived that way for 43 years of my life. So now I'm 56 years young, and I've been raw vegan right now for about 14 years, right? So it's a long, I thank God for that. It's been a long, long time. There's a story behind that, but anyway, all protein comes from plants. So I designed all the meal plans based on plant proteins, right? Powerful combinations. But anyway, does anyone have any questions? Any questions about body weight exercising? And Shireen, does that answer your question? Does that answer your question about body weight exercising? Okay, I don't know if the comments are streaming or what. What's going on? Welcome to live chat. Remember to go. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. So does anyone have any questions at all about body weight exercising? Anyone at all? I'm going to be on for a few more minutes. I got to hop off, and then I got to hop on my TikTok and go live on TikTok. So anyone have any questions at all about body weight exercising, about diets, what diets are the best, how they should begin their workouts at the gym if they go to the gym, or what's the best overall workout? What's the quickest workout, right? If you want to, you got 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes. What's the best all-around workout that you can do inside your home within 5 minutes? And it involves the legs and the upper body. It's called a 5-minute blast, right? But just in case those who are watching, I'll do the jump squats. I'll get my chair out and do something called chair dips, where I got my legs out straight and I'm doing dips in the chair. So now I'm getting my shoulders, my triceps, my pecs, and my back involved. And then I'll do some body weight crunches, right? I might lie on the floor, lie in the bed, and do some type of crunching exercises. Or I do some steam engines, something like this, right? Combining both, combining my hips, my stomach, and my upper body. So I'm burning calories, doing a bit of a aerobic exercise, but at the same time, activating those muscles, right? Contracting those muscles in the stomach, the midsection, and the obliques. So if no one has any questions, I'm about to hop off right now. I want to thank those who have been following my page. Thank everybody who's liked my page. I'll be going live a lot more often. I'm going to keep dropping those videos, those shorts, and I'll be going live again, probably again next week, right? Probably next Monday. So I'm going to line my lives up on YouTube at the same time I go live on TikTok. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll talk to y'all soon.